Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're talking Empire ships from the new Hotshots and Aces 2-pack. AMG has been making like crazy with the X-Wing spoilers. We're going to be getting through all of them. There's spoilers for multiple sets that are out right now, but we're going to talk about the Imperial Hotshots and Aces 2 pilots in today's video. So if you guys haven't already, you can check out some of the other X-Wing videos. I'll have links at the end of the video. We've already talked about some of the Rebels, and all of these are going to be getting spoiled, so stay tuned. Would love to have you stick around. We are also doing a lightsaber giveaway right now that's running until the end of the year. I know you've heard me talk about it before, but it's open to anybody who is a subscriber and leaves a comment on this or one of my videos. I'll be announcing that winner after the end of the year. Plus 12 days of Life Day giveaways going on in December, so you definitely want to click that subscribe button. Click the bell for alerts so you don't miss when new videos come out or when we go live as well. All that stuff. Also want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens compatible with X-Wing. Also, they have tokens compatible with Legion and Arkham Horror and L5R and Keyforge and Magic the Gathering. You take your pick. Lots of beautiful full metal tokens. You're going to save 15% if you use code Crabbok VIP. So don't forget, they make great stocking stuffers, great prize support. If you're running a tournament, or if you want to tell your friends and family and loved ones that this is something you'd like for the holidays, definitely have them use this code. It's going to save you 15%. So head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. All right, so Hotshots and Aces 2, we already spoiled some of the Rebel pilots in a recent video, but we're going to talk about some of the Imperial pilots today that AMG has dropped in their transmissions, aka on the new updated and new and improved website, by the way, that actually should feature X-Wing and Armada and Legion, in addition to just Marvel Crisis Protocol. All the Star Wars stuff is up there now, which is very cool, and if you want to take a look at their different articles, they do have their transmissions kind of linked up there for basically their kind of blog posts that talk about these and give spoilers. So pretty cool stuff. We have Magna Tolvan in a TIE Fighter, TIE LN, and Initiative 3. It says, well, you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, you can perform white actions even while stressed. After you gain a stress token, you may perform a white action if able. So initially, like, Magna Tolvan kind of looks a little bit like Tycho Celchu in an A-Wing, but for a TIE Fighter. I think that's the closest approximation. Very, very similar things that you'll be doing, but subtle distinctions on how it'll work differently. One of the interesting things about this is that you can get double actions out of it. So if you potentially do a red maneuver and you're going to gain a stress token, so you have to perform a white action, and then you still get to perform your normal perform action step. You're not going to be able to do double of the same action, but you can very easily barrel roll and focus, or focus and evade, with this ship, which is really, really cool. It's so all the K turning you want, and you're really not going to get punished for it. You will eventually have to clear those. But if you have other things also that want you to want to gain stress, whether you're flying over debris clouds, or if there's other mechanics, or if your opponent is running stress dealing mechanics, this pilot's going to benefit from that. On the other side, we have Eureka Quell. If you have read Alphabet Squadron, she is I guess the main character out of all of the characters in Alphabet Squadron, and it's pretty cool artwork we have going on there. I believe that's Operation Tinder, where they're blowing up the planet, and so it's not Tinder, it's Cinder. Operation Tinder. That's where the Empire's going on a dating spree. But no, Eureka Quell is consumed by duty. I have a feeling this may not be the only version of Eureka Quell we ever see. But it's nice to see her show up in a TIE Fighter. Only Initiative 3, which is interesting. I had imagined she'd have been a little higher than that, but yes. She says, after you fully execute a maneuver, you may acquire a lock on an enemy ship in your bullseye arc. I guess the Initiative 3 thing kind of works here because of that ability, right? First off, you normally can't get a lock, so that's kind of cool. You have to fully execute the maneuver, though. But at a lower initiative, you'll probably be able to plan to get a free lock and get double modded shots on people. And of course, that can also counter and trigger with other things that work with locks as well. So I think Eureka Quell is kind of cool there, but I think Magna Tolvan is the better of those two, which is pretty cool. We've got Second Sister coming in. Oh yeah, gotta love Forced users and love Inquisitors. Again, I know X-Wing's been getting a lot of Inquisitors, and I really want Inquisitors to start showing up in more games. I want Inquisitors in Legion. I want more Inquisitors in Armada, as a matter of fact. Initiative 4 for the Second Sister. 2 Force Charge recurring, which is always nice, especially on an Interceptor. It's very cool. While you perform an attack, after the neutralize results step, if the attack hit, you may spend 2 Force. If you do, change all of your hit results to crit results. Oh, this is so good. So, a couple of things about this. You'd have to have both force available, which means you can't save anything for defense, means you can't spend any of them to modified results. So you are going to want to choose your actions very carefully, and also decide if it's really worth it or not. If the enemy has shields up, for example, you don't want to do this because you'd want to bring down shields first. Now, at initiative 4, there's this maybe you can have some other aces shoot first to help bring down the shields. Have her kind of do this a little bit later if she's shooting early in the game and the opponent does have shields up, then you really don't worry about it. You can afford to save force for defense. You can afford to maybe modify a single die with it. You don't have to worry about that too much. But ideally, this is a character that's going to want to probably, maybe boost. Would work really well if you have other action-giving abilities, if you have coordinate and things like that. But if you can get into range 1 and have a focus, that it's always nice. This way you at least have something for defense as well in case you need it. But I feel like a boost here to get you into range 1, roll 4 dice, potentially have 4 crits. I think that's really, really cool. But yeah, it's and of course only after your opponent's shields are down, especially on bigger ships too, that aren't going to be able to cancel very many dice. That'll be exceptional. But yeah, this is just a really, really fun ability. I think Second Sister is going to be really a feels bad situation when she's coming after you. We have one of my favorite pilots of all time from X-Wing 1.0, and one of my favorite characters from my favorite Star Wars video game from The Force Unleashed. It's Juno Eclipse returning triumphantly after being banished from X-Wing 1.0. I'm really glad to see Juno show back up. Juno's back in the game with a similar but slightly changed ability than she had before. So she's initiative 5, and she still has kind of, I guess, movement, a movement-based ability. She has after you perform an action, you may perform a red boost action, which is pretty cool. It's not the same as she used to be, but it does give you some repositioning stuff. So it's still kind of in the same spirit, I would say, as the original Juno Eclipse. Now, a couple of things about this. Obviously, the TIE Advanced doesn't have boost normally, so this is cool because it's giving her access to a whole new ability. Which is good, especially if you have that target lock already. So like she's probably not going to be doing too much of this stuff early, but I think she's going to definitely want to get that target lock to use advanced targeting computer, and then hopefully you can then like focus into a boost into range 1, and all of a sudden now you got a really nice attack lined up with double modded potentially as well. So Juno Eclipse doing that. Now her big weakness, since she's initiative 5 and she's going to be moving a little bit later, people are going to want to try and block her. People are going to want to take those lower initiatives. There's so many initiative 3s and 4s now. So 4 is like the most common, I think, the most common number. So people are going to be trying to get in her way. So she's going to have to plan around, making sure she doesn't bump anybody. And that includes friendly ships too, because if she can't perform the action, she doesn't get to do any of her cool stuff. So she's got to be able to perform an action. And I guess the other thing is, if you're not sure if you're not the best at flying, I suppose you could probably do some other support pilots that can grant an action or something like that might potentially work as well. But I think it's pretty cool. I think she's nice, and maybe I'm just biased because my love for the character and for the Force Unleashed and the hope that we'll get Sam Witwer to come back and play Starkiller, or we'll get Starkiller in this game, which would be really cool. Next up, we have the Flight Leader Ubel, which is it's going to be pretty interesting one because with 8 hull, the TIE RB just doesn't really get doesn't have too many opportunities to not have this ability trigger. So this is kind of cool. Initiative 5, so kind of higher initiative, a little bit ace-ish going on here. After a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 defends, if it was dealt a damage card, you may perform a bonus attack against the attacker. Okay, a couple of things. First off, there's only one bonus attack per round, so it's not like this guy can shoot over and over again. But don't forget that these guys can take the cannons, and the cannons go forward and backwards. So now you can potentially do a nicer attack against someone else. I also really like that it can work against yourself. So naturally you can help defend other people nearby, but with 8 hull you can be like, you better target me first, because the quicker I'm gone, the less bonus attacks you're going to get against you. Attack somebody next to me if you want to. I'm going to keep shooting you. So like that's really cool. So I think this is a really groovy pilot, and I wonder if this will become one of the more popular Imperial options after this comes out. I have a feeling it very much could be, but it has to have been dealt a damage card. Now that's going to be a given for here, but this isn't going to work too well with like defenders and other shielded ships. Now the Empire doesn't have too many shielded ships, but they do have some, like Juno Eclipse, for example, right? So this will work well with TIE fighters. This will work well with TIE bombers and things like that, which I think will be pretty cool. So those are our new pilots for the Hotshots and Aces 2 for the Imperial faction. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. We'll be bringing you more X-Wing news as it comes out. Stay tuned. You are in the right place, folks. I will talk to you later. I want to thank my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this whole channel possible. So thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you guys later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. So say we all. Wash your socks. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And you can't take the sky from me. And goodbye there.